with many people working from home right now, this has had a massive impact on local eateries out there, which is why the chef co-owner of Lila Tequera and Lila Molino says supporting local matters more now than ever before. Please welcome Shaun Lash back to the show. Shaun's tacos and crisps today, but don't you worry about that because we can always come round to your outlets and more. Listen, very difficult to plan for times like this, unprecedented times. But in terms of the reaction when things like this happen and how especially the hospitality and the F&B community comes together, give us your sort of take of the reaction that you've seen since these challenging times began.
Of course. It's very interesting. We all feel it on the roads. Things are more empty. This is what we see. So our restaurants are quiet, which is disturbing and difficult for us. But the flip side is people that are coming are so positive and they're so encouraging. Like I would, our tips are up, our, complaints are down. Like all these things that you notice in the restaurant community are shifting because it feels like our core people are with us, like our core audience. And if we have regulars that they're coming a lot because they want to come and they want to sit, they bring their laptops, maybe they're working remotely, etc. And we provide a space that we feel like is comfortable. And so I think this came up with, we very quickly got on social after this happened and we said, for us it's really hard because we pay rent regardless, right? We don't have a very flexible business plan in F&B. Hotels are the same, right? So we pay our labor regardless, we pay our rent regardless, we open our doors every day. Everything's, maybe not everything is available on the menu right now, but that has a very real impact when things shift down. So all we're saying is, use your resources that you have strategically and try to support who you love, try to support who you want to see at the end of this, because we need it. Like we really need people to come and dine with us and bring your group of 20. We have a birthday party booked at one of our restaurants tomorrow night. It's like great, like please,
Yeah, lifesaver.
Sure, we talked earlier about during these tough times when you can learn a lot, about yourself as a leader and as an entrepreneur. What do you think has been the biggest lesson you've learned during this period?
The work that we did before this period shifted is having the effect after, which is if you treat your employees really well and you've developed a good amount of loyalty and a good amount of consideration, then they'll ride with you. Because if you've done the work before to really develop good relationships and come through for your team, then they'll support you. So that's been a big thing for me, for validation of our choices and how we do our hiring and how we do our recruiting, et cetera. It's been really nice to see the people that have been with us for many years will stay with us. And then I think also it's something that came up in the introduction when I came out here was we've always been very committed to the local food scene. We've always been very committed to the farms. And who knew how much that was going to be helpful when the boats and the planes aren't coming as much. So I think we're in the middle of the UAE growing season right now. So the UAE growing season is November to May. So everything is cranking at the farmer's market. Everything is still the same price that it was pre-March 1st. And let's get out there. Like the farmer's market every Saturday is at Al Circal Avenue. The prices are super competitive because nothing's changed. The tomatoes are beautiful, the potatoes are gorgeous, the lettuces are gorgeous. And that for us is, I make the joke that that's the only, of all of our food costs, that's the only thing that didn't change, was all the local vegetables that we get. So continuing to roll for those communities and continuing to be supportive of those communities and reminding people that there's so much that grows here in the UAE, I think is really important.
I think that's very important, and I like what you said here, because also in times like this, it's better, I think, to source locally as well,
100%.
because that won't affect you as much as someone that maybe gets everything shipped in, right?
Yeah.
For anyone that's watching today, what would you like to tell them in order, maybe someone doesn't know how to show up and help in any way? I know it's nice for people to come to the restaurant and try everything else, but how are small businesses adapting to all of this as well?
Sure. So try to buy from local vendors.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, the Farmers Market Dubai is at Al Surkal Avenue every Saturday, and the stalls are set up. Many of those vendors have home delivery services, so they'll do farm boxes, or you can order on WhatsApp to get dairy, eggs, cheese, cream, etc. delivered to your house. So trying to be as thoughtful and mindful about those items. If you're going to do an event, think about one of the vendors you really love and get them to come in and cook at your house. Like, those are really lovely ways to like bring people together. And you know, I think for us it just really feels quite mindful right now who's coming into our restaurants. So continuing to make really mindful choices. I mean, our products are currently for sale on Gibson's, for example, and they put a little badge on all the products that are locally produced.
Okay.
And it's always really nice to sort of be thoughtful about directing your dirhams towards things that are locally produced.
Definitely, and this is what we're seeing. More people are doing that, especially like Tom said earlier today, that restaurants in communities are seeing the support of that community.
100%.
Particularly, people are going out and showing up for all these places, which is really nice.
Shaw, just a quick one on small businesses, because as we all know, whenever there are challenges, it's usually the small businesses that struggle to make it past the other side. So what could you suggest to these small restaurants, cafes? How could they adapt to these changes and still be very tightly knit with the community?
For us, it was very hard to change any of our menu price, because the first thing you're going to look at is the trickle down for us is our food cost has gone up 40% across the board. When you look at citrus and you look at vegetables that are not available locally, and you look at oils and things that we have to buy. So we've just removed some items rather than increase prices. Keep the menu tight, keep the menu efficient, lean on the things that we can get. Like we're still getting really good shrimp from Oman, for example. Like, that supply chain hasn't been interrupted. So we'll continue to have the same price point for many of our items on our menu that have shrimp, for example. And I would, just say, like, it's about being as tight and efficient as possible. Cut down on waste wherever you can. Cut down on, if there's something very expensive on a menu, maybe that can pause for a little bit. We always have a menu mix on our menus. We don't want to change prices, but we also can't dig ourselves into a hole that we can't get out of 3 months from now. So
I love that you were talking about, your true customers during these tough times, coming out in numbers. And I love the idea of smaller menus, sure, just give me what you got,
exactly.
The trust is there, that trust point.
And it's going to be good.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to choose from 500 things on the menu, etc.
Yeah.
Totally.
But the thing I want to sort of tap into, and I'm hearing more and more stories, and I'm wondering, because you're at the cold face of it, I'm hearing about, during the good times, it's a competitive, cutthroat business. Everyone's trying to get the covers covered, etc. They're trying to get people through the door, etc. During the tough times, it's amazing this community spirit amongst competitors as well. Is that something you're seeing?
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you a story. So we have a great story. We all were coming together to support Omar at Boca, and we had put together a group, all the chefs. Chef Kelvin from June's was like our captain. And he put together this group, and this was all about February 15th or so, because we all knew that Boca was going to be closing at the end of March. We were going to have a gathering that was scheduled for March 2nd. And before March 1st, we didn't, whatever, we're all going to gather in DIFC, how lovely. We all gathered, and then the tone had changed, because we were all sort of in a free fall. All the restaurant owners were in a free fall. So we pivoted this group to become an advocacy group. So what's ended up happening now is that every week we draw a name of one of the independent chefs from like a hat, and we all show up.
Wow.
And the rule is no freebies.
Yeah.
No comping,
Yeah.
no freebies. So the first person that was drawn is Chef Hadrian from Chez Wham.
Yeah.
And we were all there last night, and it was like, I could have cried. I walked in and there were like, it was a wall of every single person that I know in the local homegrown community. It was like 60 people. And everybody was like paying and not getting comped and not getting like, special treatment like we always do. And it was like, my heart like explodes. Because you look and see, and like now it's become this big rallying point for all of us. And so now this group is, I think there's like 200 people of us in the WhatsApp group now. And the group has grown into this thing that is incredible. And so that for me is like, and I'm next week. I got drawn out of the hat for next week.
Everyone
I'm like
go
working
over
on a
there.
menu.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, but it gave me so much hope to see the local scene, and to see we're all saying like, are you down? Yeah, I'm down.
And that will last beyond.
Yes,
this as
of
well.
course,
Yeah,
of
that will
course. And
continue.
also just like the transparency and the honesty of saying, yeah, I'm suffering, you're suffering. It's okay, like we'll get through this. I'll see you next week. I'll see you the week after. Let me know if you need something. Let me know if you can't get something from one of your suppliers. Let me know if there's something I can help you with, and we'll get through it. You
I
know?
love that. It just became like a community thing amongst
I
you
could
guys.
cry. I know. I literally. We had one last night, and I was like, oh my God, it's like we've created something.
Yeah.